Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. Coming up in today's video, I am going to be addressing your questions as we take our very first look towards next season. We're going to be talking about the likes of Serginho Dest, Riqui Puig, also Rafael Marquez in today's video, plus the early expectations and what we can expect from next season, the possible formation that Ronald Koeman could use, and are we ready? Are we genuinely ready to challenge for the Champions League? It is all coming up, so let's do it. Come on. But first of all, guys, today's video is coming to you courtesy of the Fan Clash app, which is a unique fantasy app that I genuinely believe will change the way that you watch Euro 2020 this summer. You select 4 players from each game that you enter. They're going to earn you points based on their in-game performance, and you're also going to have to be clever about the way you use your power-ups, because you've got 4 power-ups and also the opportunity to swap those players in-game. But it's when you do that that is going to be significant, because the aim is to finish top of the leaderboard. You are going to be competing here for real cash prizes, and it's free to enter. Fan Clash here are going to be giving away $10,000 for free during the entire tournament in Euro 2020, and as the tournament goes on, they are going to increase those prizes, which is why for Belgium against Russia this evening, I personally pinned all of my hopes and dreams on Tielemans, De Bruyne, Lukaku, and Yannick Carrasco. And the best part is, you can play directly against me. Simply tap in TalkFCB, follow me on Fan Clash, and if you can finish top of our very personal leaderboard, then you will win 1 month free of premium Fan Clash subscription, which basically doubles your cash prize rewards. So please, guys, show Fan Clash some support. Download the app down below, and I'll be seeing you later on for all of that Euro action. But if we do indeed kick off here by talking about that new season, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm already getting a little bit excited looking ahead to the next campaign. Of course, now we've got all this international football, but I think it was really exciting to see that pre-season for the next campaign, it is less than 1 month away. Barça there have officially announced that the preparations for the new season will begin on July the 9th. The players there are going to come back in for their routine medical examinations on the 9th and the 10th of July. And the very first training session of the new season is going to be on July the 12th. Although, of course, those involved in the Euros and indeed in Copa America, they're going to arrive a little bit later on. But there's also been a bit of excitement surrounding this year's João Gamper match, which, of course, is the annual curtain raiser at the Camp Nou ahead of each new season, because big reports, and plenty of them, have said that this season's opponent, it could be Manchester City in the João Gamper. That would be incredible. What an occasion there, with Pep back at the Camp Nou. And believe me, the excitement for the season, it's already building. But if we start indeed with the questions, first question coming up here from Jake. He said, how do you feel about playing Serginho Dest at left back, and at right back, could we play Emerson? And that is, I think, a very intriguing question, because obviously by keeping Emerson this summer and actually using him in our squad, he's going to give us very healthy competition, he's going to give us good depth, but also he does give us the possibility to not only switch things up at right back, but also at left back indeed. Because if you remember rightly, when Serginho Dest first arrived at the club, Ronald Koeman, who knows him very well, of course, he played a lot of his football in the Netherlands, he actually used Dest, first of all, as an emergency left back, and he's quite decent in that area, and Dest also plays a lot of his international football for the USA in that area too. And I do wonder here, this summer, if we sell Junior Firpo, if we don't bring in a replacement, if we can't go out and buy somebody like Jose Gaya, maybe we'll need to save the money. If that happens, I could honestly see Serginho Dest throughout the season being used as a left back when the time comes. Emerson then could play on that right side, and that would be a very interesting option that we wouldn't have really had to such strength in the season just gone. Another question, of course, here coming in the form of Riqui Puig. There is plenty of interest in exactly what next season could hold for him. Do you think that Riqui Puig will get more minutes next season? And of course, like I said before, it wouldn't exactly be that hard for him to get more opportunities, given the fact that in the season just gone, he received barely any trust at all from Ronald Koeman. And I honestly do believe, guys, that if he stays at the club, right now it looks very certain that he is going to stay. And if he does, I would say say 100% he's going to play more. He is going to get more chances in this team. Because I think last season, what you saw was Ronald Koeman coming in to a new job, and obviously he told Riqui that he thought that he should go out on loan. Now, Riqui turned around, he said, I don't want to go out on loan, I want to stay here, I want to prove myself. And I think really what we saw was Ronald Koeman trying to stamp his authority on this team, trying to show basically that he was the leader, and for that reason he was like, okay, I'm not going to play you then. I'm going to have their personal grudge against you. I'm going to show that I'm the boss. And I just think right now he knows he can't afford that anymore. Koeman knows now that there's no time for personal grudges. He has to perform, and I really do believe that throughout the summer there's been a lot of conversations there between Koeman and Joan Laporta. We know that Riqui has a really good relationship with the president. He believes in him. He wants to see him playing, and I do believe there that conversations would have taken place about playing him more, about the fact that he deserves to have more opportunities, and I do believe that if Puig stays, he will be in this team and given more chances than he was last season. And of course, when we are talking about next season, and in particular when you're talking about Ronald Koeman, of course, everybody wants to know, what are the expectations going to be ahead of next season? What kind of season are we expecting, not only in terms of performances, but also in terms of titles? What are we going for? What is the plan and the aim? And I think what we have to see, and I think what's absolutely certain, is that we need to see natural progression. We need to see improvement in this team. Because let's not forget, it's going to be Ronald Koeman's second season at the club. We are going to have a more complete squad. We're going to have better depth. We're going to have quality players that maybe we didn't have at our disposal last season. And that means, and you can't help it, but expectations, they're going to be higher. I will go into next season with higher expectations than I did last summer. Because after that, the fact that Laporta here has made no secret that failure is not an option. Koeman here, as we know throughout the summer, has been given a second chance. He's been given effectively his final chance as the Barça coach. And of course, there could be players as well in this team who are given their final chance too. And for that reason, you've got to perform. It is going to be now or never for so many people in this Barcelona team. And that means you've got to try and win the league. You've got to be right back up there at the top of the league. You've got to be going deeper into the Champions League. Expectations will be higher, and Koeman and these players have to deal with that pressure. And of course, guys, speaking of expectations and speaking about going deeper into the Champions League, of course, many people are wondering there, when do you think Barca are going to challenge for the Champions League again? Can it be next season? Next season, is it realistic that we are going to challenge and really go for that Champions League title? And the first thing that I would say about the Champions League is that Barca have not won that competition since 2015. That is 6 years now since we've last won the title. And that shouldn't happen. That is a long time for a club like Barca, and it's unacceptable. We should not be going season upon season, not only not winning it, but not even getting close. That is simply not okay. And I think it's all well and good saying, you know what, we shouldn't expect to win the Champions League. It'll take several years to get back up there to where we belong. And I agree that we shouldn't expect to win, but for me, there is absolutely no reason why we can't challenge. You can challenge for the Champions League. There's no excuse. Because you look, for instance, in the season just gone at Chelsea. They changed coaches halfway through the season. There was a lot of uncertainty surrounding them. They went on an incredible run then in the Champions League. All the while, in the league, they're very unconvincing. They barely even finished in the top 4. They fell apart at the end of the season. Yet still, in the Champions League, they got a bit of momentum. They got a bit of luck along the way. And they found themselves in a position to win the trophy. If they can do it, if things like that can happen, Barca have no excuses. We will set up to try and go and win it because this is what the club demands. You have to compete at the highest level and we have to be going further in the Champions League. Any team at any given moment, given the right circumstances, given the right run, you need a bit of luck because I would even look at last season in that second leg against PSG. You imagine what would have happened if maybe Ousmane Dembele would have finished some of the chances in that first half. If we went into half-time, say 3-0 up, it could have happened. It genuinely could have happened. Who knows what could have happened then? If you get through that game, you go on to the next game, you've got big confidence, anything can happen in the Champions League. And I don't think it would be right to say, you know what, we can't win it. We should not rule that title out. We're Barca. We've got to compete. But of course, guys, to compete for the Champions League, to win La Liga, you need to be tactically astute. You need to set your team up in the right way. And of course, plenty of questions here on the kind of system that Ronald Koeman is going to use next season. What kind of formation are we going to see? Are we going to see him continue and persist with that three at the back system that we saw in the second half of the season? I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does, because we've spoken before about the reports which came out that claimed that Laporta has demanded that Ronald Koeman there return to 4-3-3. Like I said before, I don't believe that's true. I do not believe that Laporta would directly tell his coach exactly how he should be setting up. That's not the way that Laporta goes about his business. However, that doesn't mean that Laporta doesn't have expectations about the way the team should be playing, and he's made no secret of that either. He's publicly demanded more intensity, higher pressing. He wants to see a more attack-minded Barca team, because quite frankly, that's what we should be. That is what we represent as a club. We want to be on the front foot. We want to play attacking football. We want to be at our absolute maximum. And the question is that playing 5 defenders? Honestly, guys, I'm not really sure the next season, lining up with 3 at the back, with the 2 wing-backs. Yes, in some games, it can work. We've seen that it can be effective. Maybe against certain opposition, you can change your strategy to give yourself an advantage. But I just think they're looking at the games against Granada, against Getafe. You should not need to line up with 3 centre-backs and 5 defenders. You shouldn't need to do that. At Barcelona, you've got to try and have trust there in your back 4. That's really important. We need to have defenders that you can set up and say, you know what, I'm confident. I think actually Ronald Koeman only started lining up with 3 at the back because honestly, he couldn't trust his defenders. He couldn't trust the players out there to go and line up with 2 centre-backs. If we can give him the players, I think we can revert there to a 4. We can have an extra forward on the field, pose more of a threat, and be more attack-minded. And finally, guys, one man who I do indeed want to discuss, and I have actually wanted to discuss him for a while. What is your opinion on Rafa Marquez potentially being the Barcelona B coach? Now, of course, Rafa Marquez is not going to be the man taking over at Barcelona B. That's going to be one step too high for him in terms of his coaching career right now. But Rafa Marquez is going to return to Barca as a coach, but it's going to be one level below that there, taking over at the Juvenile A level, which is effectively Barca under-19s, and I am really, really excited to see what Marquez is going to bring as a coach, because honestly, as a player, I do feel he was incredibly underrated, because of course in Mexico, he's absolutely adored, he's a hero, he's an icon there, and rightly so. He made nearly 150 caps for his country over such a long career. He was playing in World Cups there, nearly into his 40s, absolutely incredible, and he was the ultimate professional. He really, really was, and in that Barcelona team, he was one of those players who at a time when defenders weren't really playing at the back, it wasn't really mainstream like it is now, he was outstanding with the ball. He was ahead of his time in many ways, and I really, really did like him as a player and as a professional, and I do hope that he can take all of that knowledge, all of that experience into his coaching career, because like I say, very soon it is expected to be announced that he's going to be Barca's under-19 coach, and that should be good fun to see Rafa Marquez back at the club. So those there, guys, are some of the questions that you have been wondering about, and in particular looking ahead there to next season. I hope that you guys are starting to get just a little bit excited now as we are moving our way through the summer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on everything we have discussed in today's video. And of course, please guys, I do invite you to join me on the Fan Clash app. We're going to be having some fun throughout Euro 2020, and it is a really, really good way to really engage with the games that are going on. I will see you soon, of course, guys, with plenty more videos to come. It's going to be non-stop. It really, really is. Thank you indeed for all of your support, and I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.